Growing watermelon for the 2019 season was challenging and rewarding. Let's step back in time from spring to fall. Getting to this point, harvesting and eating ripe watermelon had its ups and its downs. Get a cup of tea or a cold drink and enjoy the journey with me. Let's begin. Now in October, as the weather is changing and the season has passed for watermelon, I have finally cleaned out the watermelon patch, and this is what is left back. These different watermelon. And yet I still have not cut the main one, this huge one that I gathered not too long ago. And the question is still, is the watermelon ripe? But in the meantime, I also was able to harvest these two little cantaloupes, some more jalapeno peppers, and other peppers, and the last of the tomato. I have to say that this was very much a beautiful year for watermelon and for watermelon planting. And as you know, I love watermelon. So it is so good to know that I can grow my very own, and just look at it. Beautiful, baby, sweet watermelon. Hello and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to see you today. And I want to share with you some things that have been happening in the garden. Last summer, I planted a watermelon vine and was able to produce a watermelon. It was looking so good. My husband found it first and tucked it away and surprised me with it. I live in Boston, Zone 6, and I never thought that I would be able to plant and harvest a watermelon. Here we go, the cutting of the watermelon.
That's where you want to be. Alright. This is so weird. A real watermelon. Feels a little hard. Oh my god, this knife is not the best.
Maybe, is it ripe enough?
Oh, it is. It's just the outer part is really hard.
This watermelon was grown in my yard.
Tastes good.
I didn't hit your face though, the reaction.
Tastes good.
Let me see.
Oh my god. A real watermelon.
Mmm! It tastes like watermelon.
Oh my god.
It's actually more meaty, don't you think?
There's a watermelon. Yeah, cut it up and make it pretty. Seeded watermelon's so weird. It's like, what do I do with all these seeds? Even though these are the best watermelons. Because seedless watermelon is not real, you know?
Mm-hmm. Let's take pictures. I'm taking pictures. Oh, that's good.
That is so pretty.
Karen and I celebrated the harvesting of the watermelon by cutting it up and making it look pretty, yes. And then we devoured the watermelon. As you can see, Karen had a big bowl of watermelon all to herself. This year, it appears to be a different type of watermelon. However, I'm excited to harvest it and to just enjoy it. With the success of planting the watermelons last year, I decided to plant 2 plants this year. And it has been a good thing because I see watermelons all over the front yard. Here is my watermelon patch, and it is just growing. I planted 2 watermelon plants over on the other side, and it just traveled from that direction all the way over here. And at first I saw these little ones here, see that? And also this one over here is growing really big. But then I said, if those are there, then there must be others. And so I started digging around, and look what I found. Tucked in. Right here. A good sized watermelon. Isn't that fabulous? And I suspect that there are other ones in here somewhere, in amongst this watermelon patch. Well, I'm here on the other side of the watermelon patch, and I did find one right here. Look at that. And now looking, let's see if we find another one. Oh, look at this. I found another one. Wow. That is absolutely wonderful. And the watermelon plant is just trailing down here. I did some research and found out that it will take about 54 more days for the watermelon to develop and be ready for harvesting, as long as the temperatures stay warm. That means by the end of October, we should be eating watermelon and enjoying it. Yes, and I can't wait to share that moment with you. For the 2018 season, there wasn't even one ripe watermelon, but we would try again. Well, my watermelon continued to grow. Look at this. And we're going to be having a couple of more warm days. I think the next 2 weeks is going to be kind of warm, in the 80s, 70s, 80s. And that's going to be good for the watermelon. But soon I am going to harvest them. At least harvest one. See how this is drying up now? And the tendril, they said that this is what you look for. It's brown. And they're becoming more brown. So I think this is going to be soon ready for harvesting. I just don't want to do it too early. Last year, I have a playlist that is, Are the Watermelon Ripe? She has no hope for this watermelon. She does not think that it is ripe. But I think it might be. It was the last one on the vine. So here is the last watermelon in the watermelon patch. And the question that we have been asking is the watermelon ripe? Well, I picked this watermelon here. And I think I'm going to leave that one for Friday.
or later on, maybe tomorrow.
Let's give it some of the tests to see if it may be right. So now on the bottom here, it is a little yellow. It's a little more yellow than the others. The others were more white. This is a little more yellow. And then the pong sound. Let's see. What do you think, Karen? You think it has a good pong or? Yeah, so we've given it the pong test to see how it is. In the end here, it started to shrivel up, but I think it's overnight. It was a little more green, but this definitely is shriveled. And I think the tendril was shriveled as well. So here we go. Any predictions?
No, it's not right.
She has no hope for this watermelon. She does not think that it is ripe. But I think it might be. It was the last one on the vine and it's been there for a while. So it may have a chance of being ripe. So let us now go through this process and see. Ooh, I think we're getting to see a little bit of it. Can you see a little bit of it there? It seems like there might be hope. Ta-ta!
The other one was better.
So what do you think? What is your...
I said the other one was redder.
Was redder? I wonder why, because this one was closer to the vine. Oh wow. Yeah, you're right. Huh? You sure? Go ahead. What is it?
It's not good.
It's no
The other one
good.
was way better.
The other one was better.
Yeah.
And Karen and I tested out the watermelon, and last year I didn't have much success with the watermelon, but this year I am just so excited about this. Look at this, the tendrils. So soon we are going to have a watermelon testing time. I'm so excited about that. But in the meantime, if you are interested, you can look at my videos on the watermelon. It was so much fun. I am now here at the Dollar Tree and voila, I have success. The seeds are here. The American specialty 4 for $1. And we have the vegetables, the flowers, and the specialty 4 for $1. Look at that. Beans, beets, broccoli, carrots. Oh, the cantaloupe. I planted cantaloupe last year, and they came up. It was so good.
So come on down.
Yes, and I'm here with one of the employees, and she's excited with me to plant in our gardens this year.
We are going to do it together.
She's recruiting me to coming over with her garden. But look at these containers too. These are so cute for $1. So that you can beautify your landscape and your yards. And the seed starting potting mix is available here. And I also like all of the other paraphernalia that they have here.
Spring's in the bloom.
Yes. So she looks like she wants to be interviewed, so she could be.
No interviewing. No interviewing. Just this lovely voice.
Just her lovely voice. She just wants to know about the good things that the Dollar Tree has to offer. And I love these little rocks. Welcome.
They're good and they're beautiful in the garden.
Alrighty, yeah.
And look at this. Copper wire LED lights.
Wow.
Light them up.
Isn't that
Those
cute?
are nice.
Yes. Very different. And look at this. Plaques that you can put in the garden. And what I really like are these grates here, because then you can, any viney plants or tomatoes and so forth, you can put on that. And
Trellis.
the trellises, yes. Good word. That's the word for it. Yes, so we're going to have
All
some
your garden
fun.
Reasonable price.
Yes, for $1. So I am going to continue to collect these seeds, and then I'll show you when I get home what I have bought. But they have a great selection here, and because of my excitement, I think they might just buy some more seeds to add to the number. But here we are. So that's it at the Dollar Tree. Early in April, I decided that I wanted to plant the seeds. So I put it in a container. The seeds germinated and sprouted, and I was just so excited. I started these watermelon seeds because I was anxious. You may call me a little crazy, but I started them in this container. They're the Sugar Baby watermelon, and this is what they look like. Now, I have been transporting them back and forth from inside to outside, and I put this cover on them like this. So that they can stay warm, and I'm putting them outside on the deck. And that way they would get sunlight and hopefully grow up straight. Now, if I only gain a few plants, I'm going to be happy with that. If something leaves out, I'll be so happy. Ooh, there's a blue jay here. Let me see if I can find him. He had a twig. There he is. Oh, let's see if I can find him. I don't see him anymore. But with this watermelon, I planted the seeds April 3rd, started them in the house. Oh, there he is. Do you see him? It was a blue jay. Anyway, I started these from seed April 3rd, and this is what I have here. Hopefully they will continue. And this is my hyacinths. And that's it. Well, I planted this watermelon seed in this actual plastic container, transplanted it, and put it here in the garden next to the wall, where I believe it will get additional heat and sunshine. So I covered it now with this plastic container that I got from my salad. And it's actually helped the watermelon plant to stay warm and also to receive the heat that it needs. And so far it's gained new leaves, and it seems to be doing very, very well here. I also planted some more of the watermelon seeds here. And these are uncovered, and they haven't really grown that much. But the one that I covered here, this is starting to gain new leaves. I think it really appreciates the cover and the warmth. And I also put a cover on this one. So we're going to compare and see which plant does the best as far as the watermelon plants are concerned. Now these are my nasturtiums. And here's some more seeds there. I believe that those are watermelon seeds. We shall see. Just wanted you to see the peppers here. This is a jalapeno. It's about to flower. And then my nasturtiums. Beautiful. I planted them from seed. My watermelon plants are doing well. I remember when I used to watch Martha Stewart garden show on HGTV when they used to show a lot of gardening. It was really homes and garden TV. And she had planted some nasturtiums on her wall and they trailed down. She was so excited about that, and she said, I just can't wait to see the nasturtium flowers trailing down the side of my wall here. And she was doing a little test to see how well they could grow. And so this reminds me of that video. By the way, I am getting watermelon shoots or formations here in the front, but with this nasturtium. So this is so beautiful to see this actually happening, that like Martha Stewart, I can also plant nasturtiums and have them trail down the side of my it's not a wall, but you know, down the side. Aren't they pretty? I am going to pull them out because they're getting these little black things, and I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to do some research. But then in amongst this is my watermelon patch too, and the peppers. And I really want the watermelon to grow. I've seen the humming bees though loving this. So for a little while, I'm going to let this stay the way it is, but I'm capturing it now so that I can remember that like Martha Stewart, I too have my own nasturtiums coming down and trailing on the wall. My watermelon continues to grow. Look at that. Along with the peppers. These are ghost peppers. They're going to be hot. But the peppers here look good. Oh, I see another watermelon here. And here's one. Let's see. That's a little soft. It's spoiled. Something is bit into it. I'm going to have to harvest these jalapeno peppers. They're laden with fruit. My watermelon is still hard. It's continuing to grow here. That's pretty cool. This one has grown a lot in the short time. And I have one here. Let's see. It's still hard. It's still hard. That's good. Well, looks productive and prosperous. And I'm very happy about this. So what I've done so far is to cut back the bed here. I cut out all of the pepper plants, and what I'm going to do is just collect them in the basket. And this is what it looks like so far, the bed. Now I found another watermelon. There's one. I've left this plant. And then here's another watermelon right there. And we have one right there. I found this one. We have this one here. See that? And we also have this one here. And the other one here. And then there's a baby one over there. So far I've just kind of lined them up here. And that way they can still get sun, but then also I can find them. And they're supported. When will I have a ripe watermelon? Oh my. Good afternoon, and welcome to Catherine's Garden. It's so good to be here with you today. I am going to pick one of these sugar baby watermelons. And I was just watching M.I. Gardner, and he picked his watermelons, and he said when you start to see marks on it and that something has been trying to eat it, that might mean that it's ready to be picked.
Make sure that the tendrils are starting to look dry, like leaves, and this one certainly does.
You can see this right here. Dry and dry.
And also a good sign is that they are starting to show some animal scratches, so even animals are starting to take interest in this. So we don't want it to let it go to waste. So
Thud. It should probably sound like that too. It should have like a thud to it. What does the belly look like? Can you roll it over? Oh, it's nice and round. Oh, wow, that's super cool.
yeah, it's starting to maybe yellow a little bit, but not too much at all.
Yeah, it seems really uniform.
I purchased these watermelon seeds from the Dollar Tree store in April, and I planted them out. I started to see some sprouting, and I was so excited about this. I didn't really want to take it outside just yet, so what I did was I brought it outside, let it get some sun, and then brought it back inside. But then I had this little makeshift greenhouse, and I put the watermelon seedlings in there, and they started to thrive. The watermelon seedlings started growing, and I started to see flowers and then fruit. And so now I am just waiting patiently for them to ripen. And I see that the tendrils here are all dried up, and it looks like it may be able to be picked. So I'm going to try this one out because it's the smaller one. I have some others here that are a little bigger, and the ones down here. But I'm going to try this one just as a tester. It's our sacrificial watermelon. So let me he just kind of pressed down on it and broke it that way. Let's see. I'm just going to cut it. It's easier. Alright, so that's what it looks like. Let's take it in and see what we get. So here is the watermelon. It's small. It's a sugar baby. But it has all these markings on it. And I don't know if that's from the concrete or from the something trying to get at it. Today I was able to harvest my cantaloupe. I found it on the ground. I've been watching it, and it seems like it fell off, and it happened to be probably just recently. that it fell off, maybe last night or so. So I'm going to cut both of them and see what we get. I think this is so exciting. So here we go. Is the watermelon ripe? That is the question. Is the watermelon ripe? So I am going to cut this watermelon and we will see what we get. Has a little palm, not a lot. But as I said, this is a sacrificial one. All right, so let's cut. Ooh. Kind of. Give me a little. It is not ready yet. Let's see. I think I was just a little too anxious, maybe. Well, we could see the seeds forming and everything. Let me just get a little taste of it and see what we get here. It's getting there. It's a little soft in the center here. It's not there yet, but we're getting very close. All right, so let's move that aside and let's try the cantaloupe. All right, so this side here is kind of, this is a little damaged. So what we will do is we'll just cut this off so that you can see. Look at that. Not bad, huh? Oh, it smells so fragrant. Wow. Now that looks like a cantaloupe, doesn't it? Oh, look at these seeds. Beautiful seeds. Okay. And let's de-seed this one too. Okay, I'm going to slice it up and let's see. This side looks really nice. I think this side looks nice because this is the side that was finished here. Looks really good. This is absolutely delicious. Wow. It is so sweet. This is so good. It's so sweet. Wow. I've decided to save the seeds for next year and possibly plant the cantaloupe seeds out in the ground, because I know that this one came through for me, and hopefully next year the others, these seeds, will also produce. Well, at least one, and I was able to catch it before the animals do. Yes. Today is the second day of my attempts to clean up this garden, at least to get it started. So I'm going to go into the front and pull up the rest of the watermelons, and then also I'm going to plant some more mums. Yeah, my husband bought me 3 more mums, and I'm going to put them in the front with the kale. But you know, it's just a beautiful day. It's supposed to rain later on so that the mums will be able to go in really well. And then I'm hoping to get some more mums to add to the front garden. It would just add some more of this autumnal color. So this is how far I've gotten so far. And so I'm going to harvest this squash. It's been growing here and vining, and it's actually flowered again. Here. So pretty. But I know that it's not going to last, and it doesn't have enough time to really do anything. So I'm going to harvest this one here and take it inside. So let me get busy with that. Then I'm going to plant in those kale here. So I have this mums here, and I think I'm going to put it here in the corner. And then as we take a look at our kale, the kale is doing really well. I planted them yesterday, and they're doing really well. But I just want you to also look at the leaf color changing here. In spite of the fact that the weather's changing and our season is almost over, it's like the leaf color is so beautiful. Now, I don't know what this bush is, but it is like if it's on fire, and I really like that. It's pretty. Anyway, here I have 2 other mums that I'm going to put in here, and then I'm also going to add some more bulbs here, not this time but later on. That's another video, but I'm going to be adding some bulbs to this so that we can look for something. We'll be looking for the spring color, the spring joy when it comes. So let me give you a little bit of the before. Yeah, so here we have remember here I had the peppers, the hot peppers, and if you didn't see that video, go back and see me cutting back all of my hot peppers, my jalapenos, and these the potley peppers. That's what my daughter calls them. And I also planted the watermelons here. I just have a few more that I'm going to harvest. They're small. I don't know if they're going to be ripe. Maybe this one will be ripe, but I'm going to harvest them out. Also, I planted here by, I don't know, happenstance. I must have just thrown the seed in, but I saw my where is it? Here it is. Okra plant. I think I just had that extra seed in my hand, and I just dropped the okra seed here, and it looks like it wants to flower. I'm not sure. But that's good to know that it can grow here in the warmth. This nasturtium, this came back on its own by seed, and so that's going to be interesting. And then I think I might find some more watermelons tucked in here, but I'm going to clean this up now, and then you'll see the before and the after, and hopefully I'll be able to get some mums and place them in here, or just continue to add more tulips, because in the spring I placed a lot of tulips here before, so I might just add some more tulips here. Alright, so let me get started on this. From that cleanup, I was able to gather these 3 more watermelons. Now, I don't think that they're ripe. This one might be ripe, but the other 2 may not be. We'll see. But anyway, that's the end of the watermelon patch. Look at that worm. They love this area. I was just digging up because I'm going to plant the chrysanthemum here, and as I was digging, look at that worm. Absolutely massive. So this is a really fertile location. This is where the watermelon were, and I've cleaned out this bed. So now I'm going to just see if I can get me some more chrysanthemums and put there. And then also I'm thinking of filling this with leaves, this area here, and that way it can turn into compost over the winter time, and also build up this bed. But check out that worm. Look at him. He's a long one. As you can tell, I'm in this city. Look at him. Look at this worm. Woo. Good stuff, good stuff. And this is the end of the cleanup for today. I put in this mums. So this mum plant will just give a beautiful colored flower here. And I just happened to discover that there was some lemon balm here. I guess it got planted somehow, but this is lemon balm, so we're going to leave it there and let it grow. And then as the season progresses, I'm going to stuff that area with leaves so that it can build up this soil area for free with compost, leaf compost. Yeah. I planted this plant here in this corner, and it's the same coloring, so it should give us a little color. So that's the beginning of my fall cleanup, at least in the front, and we're not finished yet. There's so much to do, but I'm excited about the work. I also planted another chrysanthemum right here with the kale. Just thought it would look pretty with the colors of the leaves and the green. And it's this kind of reddish color. I can't really tell the full color of the mum, but I think it will give a pop of color right here. As I reflect on my journey with growing watermelon, I remember in 2017 how I longed to actually grow my own watermelon. Would the watermelon grow? And then even last year, 2018, when I thought about, is the watermelon ripe? And none of my watermelons were ripe last year, but this year I decided that I would start early in the process and begin the process of growing watermelon. And this is what I've ended up with. And I'm very pleased with it. I'm satisfied to know that yes, I can grow watermelon in my Zone 6 urban cottage garden, Catherine's garden. So I've cut up some of the watermelon and I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the watermelon, and it was just so delicious and sweet and very watery. I believe it was very much full with water because it had rained the night before, and that the watermelon had soaked in a lot of that rain. And I'm going to save the seeds of the watermelon for next year so that I can actually plant these seeds in the ground, because I know that this watermelon was successful and made it in my garden, and so I believe that its offspring, the seeds, will do well in the ground in my garden. This has been just a wonderful day and a treat to be able to eat the watermelon. I have some more of it. I'm going to juice it as well and just enjoy it. It's so fresh and refreshing, especially because I have a slight cold, and so the coolness of the watermelon going down my throat just feels so good. With a lot of passion and tender loving care, we can grow whatever we want, and Mother Nature will cooperate with us. I am so thankful for my watermelon. Is the watermelon ripe? Yes! Can I grow watermelons? Yes, I can! Yes, I can! Woo! Well, if you like this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, how are you handling the changing of the season? And is there any crop that you are planting now that's ready for harvest? And how are you preparing for next year? Comment down below. Let's have a conversation. And then if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe. And also hit the like button and the notification button so that you can follow all of the wonderful things that are happening in Catherine's garden. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching, and see you next time in Catherine's garden. Bye.